Now, Al-Shabaab, or the youth, is a Somalia-based Islamist insurgent group. The 1,000-strong insurgency remains the principal security challenge in the East African nation. Somalia has seen militant groups come and go during its decades of political upheaval. Al-Shabaab, which is trying to topple Somalia's Western-backed central government, was driven out of Mogadishu in 2011 and has since been forced from most of its other strongholds. However, it remains a threat, with its fighters frequently carrying out bombings in Somalia and in neighboring Kenya. Well, for more insight into the tactics and resilience of the terrorist group, I'm joined by Harun Maruf, VOA Somali editor and co-author of the book Inside Al-Shabaab, The Secret History of Al-Qaeda's Most Powerful Ally. Harun, a pleasure to have you back on Africa 54. Now, first, let's go to the beginnings. How was Al-Shabaab actually born?
Al-Shabaab are three groups. The group that were angry with the intervention of Ethiopian forces into Somalia in 2006 that toppled the Islamic courts. But before that, there was the hardcore leadership of Somali jihadists who were trained in Afghanistan, who had connection with Al-Qaeda. And this group are the group that came into Somalia, established mentoring, opened the training grounds, and set up the base for militancy in Somalia. Yeah. And on top of that, the largest group within Al-Shabaab are the group who were being recruited for the last 10 years by Al-Shabaab. These are the majority of the Al-Shabaab group now. These are the foot soldiers who are attacking Somali government forces, AMISOM forces. So these are the three groups within Al-Shabaab.
Now, some have drawn comparisons and contrasts, say, with groups like Boko Haram. How is it organized? Tell us a little bit about your research on how it's organized.
Al-Shabaab is a very structured, very well-run organization. When we're talking about the militancy organization, they're very bureaucratic. They're very much entrenched in society. They collect the taxes. They have leadership. They have organizational structure. They use community. They use clans. This is an organization that have transactional global agenda jihadist objective is on one part of the day you will see them attacking Kenya, saying it's in response to the decision made by President Trump. On the second half of the day, they are attacking forces in Somalia, claiming to be liberating foreign crusaders from Somalia. So they are very manipulative, and they both play both ways.
Yeah, and I've seen that even when one of their leaders is killed or official, they actually announce it and announce a replacement, which is very, very astonishing. Now, what has made Al-Shabaab that resilient? Because you've seen, even at a time when they claim they've been kicked out of Mogadishu and other strongholds, they still manage to come back and strike.
Yeah, there are two ways to answer this question. One is the weakness of the Somali government and Somali authorities, which have been struggling to build a viable, strong Somali national security force to counter Al-Shabaab. You need intelligence, you need well-paid, well-trained, well-armed Somali forces. Somalia is under UN arms embargo. They cannot import all the weapons they need in order to fight against Al-Shabaab. The other side is that Al-Shabaab has time in the countryside and in other towns in Somalia. When they have time, that means they can plan attack, they can recruit, they can prepare for the next attack. Just tonight, we have seen another explosion in Mogadishu. There was another explosion yesterday. There was a major explosion and complex attack on Saturday in Mogadishu. So whenever Al-Shabaab has time, which is what they were given in Somalia by AMISOM and Somali government authorities, they prepare and they plan and they become more bold and stronger.
Very quickly, how do you see the future of Somalia and Al-Shabaab, that relationship?
Well, there is Al-Shabaab, there is the force that are fighting against Somali government and AMISOM force, but there is also Al-Shabaab, the ideology. There is Al-Shabaab, the business. Al-Shabaab is very much entrenched, as I said, in businesses, in ideologically, in schools, in universities, in society. So you need to have a way to deal with those core individuals who are determined to fight, ready to die. You need to address that issue through militarily. You need to address people who are with Al-Shabaab ideologically through ideological approach. You need to engage the community and the scholars in order to address that. But you also need to address the economical aspect of Al-Shabaab, which is a lot of people are with Al-Shabaab in order to benefit. So you need to address that too.
Okay. Well, looks like we've run out of time for now, but really a good read. I think your book will help people to understand more about Al-Shabaab, Inside Al-Shabaab. That's a book co-authored by Harun Maruf, and you wrote it with Dan Joseph. Well, that's Harun Maruf, who is editor of VOA Somali and co-author of the book Inside Al-Shabaab, The Secret History of Al-Qaeda's Most Powerful Ally.